What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. And today I'm going to be breaking down the best beginner supports. Now this isn't going to be all of them, there will be a part 2 to this, but I'm going to be covering a few here. So the first one we're going to be taking a look at is Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman is a very easy support to play. He also has really insane base damage. It goes from 65 to 72 on average. Really awesome base damage. One of the highest starting out base damage in the game. So you can easily take advantage of this and trade with the enemy support quite easily, especially if you have a fairy fire or you have some branches and you have some sads to trade. You can easily win a lot of the trades unless you're going up against heroes like Tree and Protector and such that are just very tough to manhandle. But overall, you're going to have a really nice time when it comes to harassment, and your toolkit provides a lot of utility for your team when it comes to setup and control. You have Hex, you have Shackles, and you have Ether Shock to push waves, and you also have your ultimate, which is absolutely fantastic for pushing towers. You can also get people inside your snakes and you're able to get free solo kills. Once you get a blink dagger, you're able to do so much on this hero, so I highly recommend you guys rush a blink dagger, and also to get mana boots, as this hero consumes quite a bit of mana. Any mobility items on Shadow Shaman are always going to be very nice because the hero is quite slow, so it definitely needs mobility items. Force Staff is a really good pickup. Blink dagger, like I mentioned, are always going to be very good pickups. And don't be afraid to go for solo pickoffs with snakes. The amount of times I've been solo picked off by a Shadow Shaman, I can't even count. This hero is really strong. And if somebody's not paying attention on the map, which tends to happen more often than not, especially the lower MMR you go, Shadow Shaman just reigns supreme down there, and just nobody seems to focus this hero. And if you smoke yourself, you're playing around vision, and you snake somebody, you hex them, and you shackle them, they're probably going to die, especially if they're a soft, squishy support. You're going to get a bunch of free pickoffs, and eventually in the late game, when you have Octarine, you have Refresher, these items are going to help you so much because you're going to be able to dominate the team fights. So it's definitely a very strong character and definitely very user friendly, very easy to pick up and play and get a lot of value from. The next hero we're going to be taking a look at is Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is one of these heroes that is extremely strong, and in pretty much any hands. This hero provides so much value for his team. Not only does he have a stun, he also has malediction, and also he has death ward. Death ward has won so many team fights, especially when you have an Aghanim Scepter in the late game. You could also rush Aghanim Scepter if it feels like that type of game. This hero does an insane amount of damage, especially the tankier the hero is, the more damage he will do because it's percentage based damage. It is tick damage on malediction, but it just does so much damage when you're going up against really tanky heroes like Timbersaw or Dragon Knight. It's so fun to just pop malediction on them and watch them kill themselves pretty much slowly but surely. And once you have level 2 and level 3 malediction in the lane, they definitely have to run because the cooldown is so quick, and you can just get mana boots and consistently spam that. You can also farm with Voodoo Restoration. It's nice. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it is really nice heal, really nice sustain. It is nice when you pop Voodoo Restoration for your carry and you're able to sustain them with a Clarity or with mana boots. You're able to do a very good job at that. This hero wins team fights practically on his own. He is extremely strong and very easy to play. Witch Doctor is one of the easiest heroes in Dota to play, and most of the items you are building are to protect yourself, like with a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff. Those items are going to help you get your ultimate off completely, which is a really big deal because the more time you channel Death Ward, the more damage you are going to do just by nature, because you're going to be sitting there for a really long time just casting Death Ward. It's really nice. And then you have Voodoo Switcheroo, which is a fantastic shard ability. I highly recommend it. You guys should definitely give this hero a try if you have it, and can do a lot in the team fights, and honestly kind of difficult to kill, but because when you are building items like Glimmer and Force Staff and you have Voodoo Switcheroo and you have a stun, it can become a little bit difficult for heroes that have very low mobility or low catch. The next hero we're going to be taking a look at is Undying. Now Undying might seem a little bit difficult to play, but this hero is really easy to play. First of all, Tombstone is one of the best level 1 abilities you can take. If there is a big team fight going on at the runes and you pop Tombstone in the right position, you are going to get a bunch of kills right off the gate. It does so much damage and so much slow. It is very good to have. Usually you will either take Decay or take Tombstone at level 1. It depends. If you see a rune fight coming in, you take Tombstone. If not, you should take Decay just to sustain yourself in the lane. You are stealing strength every single time you cast Decay, so try and line up both enemy heroes at the same time before casting Decay, as you're going to get the most value for your mana. Also, buy some mangoes. It's always going to be nice so you can spam Decay. This hero could just sit in lane and mostly manhandle 2 heroes at the same time, while your carry is last hitting. He's a very sustainable support, very strong, even being played in the offlane. His ultimate makes him a lot tankier. He's just overall a pretty complete support, and definitely one of the most popular ones in pro meta, and has been for a really long time, just because this hero is so sustainable and he's able to stay in lane for a really long time and can really bully two laners at the same time. Unless you're playing up against heroes like Viper and such, or Huskar, these guys that are lane dominators, you're not able to land as many decays and it's not going to help you as much. But overall, when you're going up against tanky strength heroes, you're able to pull your weight, you're able to take their strength to the point where your carry could just come in and kill them quite easily, or you just pop Tombstone and you're going to be able to get free kills. If you're able to pop Tombstone in the high ground where they can't see it, it's going to be a really big issue for the enemy team because they're not going to be able to take it out, and you're going to get even more value from this. So make sure your Tombstone positioning is solid, because that's definitely going to ensure that they don't take it out, and you're going to get the most amount of value from the ability. A very underrated hero from the support position, and he's definitely a very good pickup for any new player trying to play support. And the last hero we're going to be taking a look at in today's video is going to be Jakira, one of my personal favorites when it comes to supporting. Jakira, again, an insanely easy hero to play. You're able to push towers with liquid fire, which costs 0 mana, doesn't cost anything. You're able to harass in the lane with that, so you should definitely take a few points in it. You should definitely max dual breath, as that's going to be your main ability for doing damage and for harass. But liquid fire is also an ability that you have to max. You only take 1 skill point in ice path, just because it's just not worth scaling as much, and that's mostly used to stun or to set up for your macro pyre. Macro pyre is one of the strongest abilities in Dota for team fighting. If you're able to lock somebody down, let's say with a chrono or with a black hole or with anything like that, you are going to literally wipe them. It's such a hard hitting ability. If you manage to get Aghanim Scepter, it's even better. So in the late game, you're going to be able to do even more damage, and you're able to provide a lot more for your team. And again, you're one of the few supports in the game who are able to easily push towers with liquid fire, and the fact that it doesn't cost you anything is a really big deal. But you can still go for mana boots, so you can spam dual breath a lot better, and you're able to sustain with your mana pool, which isn't incredible. This hero has also been played mid before, but it's strictly a support, and it is the most viable position for this hero to play. But it's so strong, it's even being played in the core position sometimes in very situational matchups. But it's a very easy support to get a ton of value from, and definitely you're going to enjoy having a good time with this hero, as it is a pretty active hero who gets quite a few kills. You like to play around with your team, and the more people clump up, the more you're going to get value from it. Especially in low MMR games, people tend to huddle around each other. This is a hero that's definitely going to enjoy people being together, because you're going to get the most value out of your spells. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys are new players, let me know in the comment section below what videos you guys would like to see that would help you guys out, some things that you guys might be struggling in Dota 2. I would definitely be happy to make different videos for you guys to help you out to the best of my ability. If you guys would like to support the channel, my links are down in the description. I have merch, and I also have a Patreon. If you guys would like to support the channel further, I would definitely appreciate that. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.